Good morning, everyone. Oh, we have a little. Hey, yeah, I know I'm a little late today. The time kind of ran away from me this morning. Come on, Maddie. This will close right now, just like that. I gotta. Oh. Where's that hook there? Look at all that pile of wood. Peeky. That's Toot. Look at this. Oh, yeah. See that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, and see all that mucky muck? I'm going to have to wait until it's a little more dry here. Look at all that wood. That means heat in our house for wintertime. Nope, we do not have central heat on our house. Right, Maddie? That's right. Oh, how does one do it in a huge house like this without central heat? Good question, right? Yeah. What do we do, Maddie, when we want to stay warm in the wintertime? We close up one room and heat the one room, and we are as warm as anyone and warmer. Yes. Well, what about the rest of the house? Well, all right. It's cold. Sleep like Patty. Yes, guys. Oh, nice. Thank you for throwing that bolt right out there, which also means yes. I'm gonna put you guys back here. Chapter 8. I'm not going to get farther into it and how we heat our house or, on how independent one can have a lifestyle, or on how dependent one has a lifestyle. That's right now, at this time, the way things are in this country, many other countries, you have a choice. You can do whatever you want, right? Chapter 8. But according to what you prefer, don't complain about it, right? That never come to my mind to complain about not having heat in the whole house because I chose one way. You heat your whole house and then you get the big old huge bill. Well, then don't complain about it either. It's kind of how it is, isn't it? Yes. So some things people complain over, that's just one example, or huff and puff over. It's not your choice. In a country like this, that's your choice. Absolutely your choice. Yeah, but, yeah, okay. All them gray areas, buts and ifs, I got it. All right. Go with it. If that makes you feel better, all right. Chapter 8, Part 2, Spirit World. Oh, yeah, okay. And then, of course, then you come at us for that one. I'm coming, bud. I'm coming, bud. So, I asked, oh, hey, buddy, hey, sheesh. You know, I'm only wearing your clothes here. I ask people when we have the conversations, this snap out, who knows what. So, have you had any spiritual experience? Do you know what a spiritual experience is? And the consensus in it all that I find is, in most people, is that it is the way people expect spiritual experiences to happen. It is all about their self. It's about illumination on how things in spirit work. And of course, confirmation. Okay, does heaven and hell exist? Does the afterlife exist? It doesn't. Well, let me tell you something about that. If people aren't willing to explore a world that is obviously quite real to you, and the pros and cons that go with it, then what makes you think that if something you can touch, you can explore with your hands, your feet, your mouth, all of your other senses, seeds, if you're not willing to explore that around you and what God has given you per se, how you work with it, how you keep it, how you use it but never abuse it, then what makes you think you're going to be able to experience spirit world in its purity if you're not willing to find the purity here on earth? The absolute pure way of existence. Has anyone ever done that? Probably not. Oh, but no, probably not. Because we've been ever since the beginning of the Garden of Eden, or the ending of the Garden of Eden, per se, we've been trying to restore our behavior, our circumstances, or whatever goes on in our lives. Yes? Okay. I'll give you some, and I don't ever think really about, okay, what should I'll talk about this now, okay, what's important? I'll let Spirit World give me that as I'm actually talking to you. So what's important? Because the more I think about things, okay, what should I put into the videos? The more I get confused. And again, why is that? Because suddenly now I'm deciding what is the best for you to hear from just my heart to mind. Well, have I really grown spiritually, or am I physically there yet? Have I been here long enough? 50 some years, I'm going on towards 60 now, yeah. Have I been here long enough? Have I had enough experiences? Have I practiced enough? Have I grown enough spiritually? Have I done enough around me, family, children, marriage, okay, that I can decide that? Or do I need whose help, whose guidance to really, okay, again, not stand above anyone with my experiences, but to go with the people, to be with the people, to walk with the people. Huh? Yes. All right. Makes sense? So, that's what. Let's give the piggies a little more. So, there is one. Got to start with the earliest one, the most memorable one. That's kind of, okay, what has made the most impact in your life when it comes to all that? Even though growing up as a child with all these spiritual experiences, not guided per se from the physical world, which then for a child, of course, it's, okay. It's like having all these numbers and symbols on how to do math, but you don't know which are which. Then you don't know how to do it, right? You don't know how to apply them, right? Yes, okay. You have to be tough. So I have spiritual experiences. And I chose, or I thought about, I was told, okay, think about it now. Which ones have shaped in your life? Now I get to make the choice there, right? Okay, that's working together with spirit world, right? Without becoming too, I am it. All right. I have to admit, all right, I'm not going to admit, I'm not going to say anything. And that has to do, I was 18. Come on. Piggy, piggy, piggy. Piggy, 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 piggy. Piggy, piggy, piggy. Piggy, piggy, piggy. Tinkle. Tinkle. Piggy, piggy, piggy. Oh, Maddie's so happy to see this bucket. Come on. Cheep, 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 cheep. Tinkle. Dear people, we are missing a pig. Are you ready? Oh. Tinkle. Piggy, piggy, piggy. Well, we are missing a pig. But I've seen them cruising around or behind the house. I don't. Oh gosh, where is he? This is a big place. Lots of room to roam. And, right? You got something in your eye? Come on. Oh, there. See? Don't you like to put that out of your eye? Come on. Oh, get out. Let me out. So, I'm gonna let the chickens finish up their food out there. Because of course those guys like the corn too. Yes, 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 yes. Sure. So one can't be in a rush with these videos. You just can't. Because you also try to find, anytime you have give and take with spirit world, you've got to be in the right mindset per se. Now I'm feeding all these critters here at the same time because now I've got things to do while I'm talking here, and I need to do that. Got to put something on there. He's munching down on his stall door, especially when he has to stay in with rain and stuff. You've got to have the time to listen. If you don't have the time to listen, and it's got to be done in 5 minutes, this, that, and it's got to, oh, well, this is so disorganized. Well, it's not. That's what you think. That's, well, others do a lot better maybe, but this is how I do it. And the focus comes into place, again, when you do anything and everything united with the principles of creation and the principles of love, physical and spiritual. You see? Yes. That's one thing I've noticed, that what time am I allotting to listen to someone else? What time am I giving them to be able to get across what I actually really need to hear? Yeah. I find it amazingly beautiful at our place, and how children and adults interact with each other, on how either one listens to the other or vice versa, and the concentration, and all of them that are here, the concentration is just there. It's this place. When you create an environment, it doesn't matter where you are. It can be just a room, okay? That is yours, that you get to create. Whatever there is, a place under a bridge, okay? Whatever you create. If you create it according to where God has a place to be, to come, to communicate with people, to listen to people, then it's beautiful. The harmony is beautiful. The unity among the people is beautiful. And on how even adults are able to hand down expertise, knowledge to a younger one who's still growing physically, spiritually, and all that. And then vice versa. How they develop, younger people, children develop their heart to mind, and then are sharing that, right? And find reception for it. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing that a lot of people out there, all around the world, it doesn't matter if it's a rich or poor nation, the attention that they're giving like that is to what? They have exactly that relationship with a piece of technology. Yeah, but no. There is nothing that compares to sitting across from someone. You look at them. It's 3D. That's not 3D. That's 2D. Renaissance time. Oh, so we're not progressing. Right, buddy? Okay, let these guys out. Tinkle! Toot! Where is Tinkle? Did she show up yet? Oh, she did. Okay. You better move, because I'm going to let Bo out first then. If I let Maverick out right now, and Tinkle and Toot's in the way, he'll go right after that pig, and we don't need that. Bo does not do that. I don't need to go out there and chase the pig off, because as soon as Bo gets out there, with his wonderful, nice, peaceful demeanor, right, the piggy will move. Yeah. Oh, they're biting each other. No, they're not. They're actually just, that's their good morning. It's an affectionate thing. There you go. Piggy moved. Are you ready now? Yes. Okay. Go on. Okay. Charlie, my boy. Go on. You're going to take your time. There's some of that outside, too. Okay, go on. He's finally starting to lose a little weight. He's older. And for an old man, donkey, a girl, I guess 2, old lady, Being fat as a donkey is not a good idea. And it's difficult. He really gets just a little tiny bit of feed. He gets, well, anyway, but they put on the weight when they get older. It's very, very healthy, but, all right, buddy, go on. He is, 30 something. I'm not sure. We're not sure about his age, but he got fixed about 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. And we thought he was just like a 2-year-old or something. And no. That boy is at least 20 some years old again, yeah, old man. And so it's possible he's between 30 and 35 years old. Okay. So, clear. I still haven't got to. Well, there you go. That's right there. Spirit world. Oh, spirit world. Oh, we're going to get all this. Well, you will. Spirit world, there's no time and space going on there. It's spirit world takes its time. There is an unlimited amount of room, space. There is no room, no space. It's just being. Your being. Others' beings. Without the physical body. Interesting? Yes. And there are, the way I experience them, and if I have to explain it, I call them spheres. And there are, so the Earth sphere, then there are the spheres going in one direction, which are light. Then there are spheres going the other direction, which are darker. So there are, if they come from the Earth sphere, the light on either side of the spheres outside of the Earth sphere, the right there is about the same. They look about the same. But the energy is different. On one side, there's positive energy with a particular amount of light, if you want to call that that. And on the other side, there is negative energy with a particular, right? The severity of positivity and negativity. And as it branches out further, it gets lighter on one side and darker on the other side. Does that make sense? Yes? That's how, from what I've seen in spirit world, experienced myself in spirit world, that's how I can explain it the absolute best. So, we'll look at that another time. So, I was 17, 18. And I love to travel. I started traveling at 14 years old. I worked, I saved my money, and now I need my glasses. I saved my money, and went and traveled all over, outside of Switzerland, different parts of Europe. Sometimes, most of the time with someone. That's what I did. That's where my money went. And I loved it. On one of those trips, I went with a friend to Spain and Portugal. No, I lost the top. Hollering for me. Yeah, I'm coming. What? The black one? I didn't move it. Well, did you look downstairs on Ishi's turntable? You know, that shelf with the blanket on it? Guys, I don't know where it's at. You'll have to Rosie, can you put those spiritual feelers out and find where we misplaced something? All right. No, don't feel like doing that all the time. All right, so we got to the beach of Pedro de Alcantara. Yeah, beach. And you didn't have to pay anything there. You could just set up your tent, be at the beach, this, that, and we met a traveling tractor, little tractor, a tractor with a gypsy wagon attached in the back with some German people in it. A woman and two guys. One was an older guy and with a beard, long hair, you know, I want to call it hippie, but, and then a couple, younger. And then there was another older guy who's been traveling all around Europe, mainly in the southern places because it's warmer if you stay outside. And he was a very, very interesting character too. I learned to make some jewelry from him. That's how he lived. He went to the beaches and found different things and then had, you know, just a pair of pliers and some earring hooks and that's, he makes some earrings from shells, this, that, whatever he could find, make something pretty, and then he would sell them. And he did. And that's how he lived. He seemed pretty happy. So, while we were there, of course we made friends with everyone, and we entered that gypsy wagon, and they had come all the way from Germany down there with that tractor. And we sat there, and this guy, this older guy, he was in his 20s. I was in my teens. Older guy, 20s. And he started to talk about the universe and how we were all a part of the universe. And on how we were all connected to this universe. And on that, and then when we, you know, as we grow this, that, as people, and, okay. You gotta get my drift. Okay, hey. And then, after that, you become part of the universe. So, you're here physically, but then you become part of the universe. Alright, so, again, I said, so I had so much guidance from the spirit world, but then I also had questions about the religion that I grew up with, and I got some very unsatisfactory answers where I realized that, wait a second. When I left that wagon, about all the universe, and how we are a part of it, she laid an egg. She has to tell us her story too. I went back to the tent, and my foundation of faith was seriously shaken. Because I thought, well, it still fits with the experiences that I have. It actually fits more, really, when it comes down to it, because it sounded more pure. It sounded more feasible, according to also a lot of things that I experienced, except for no God, no religion, and ultimately no spirit world. It was just the universe was spirit world, and Earth was the physical world. Right? Well, at that time, wow, that kind of does, because it's so infinite, this and that. The thing is the universe is still a part of our physical world. Like that? Yes, okay. So, of course, at that time, and tent and I was crying. I was in tears, crying. I was praying. I was crying. I said, this is the first time in my life that my faith got shaken by something that I heard that made more sense than what I grew up with. And I was devastated in a way. I was really devastated. It was very different. I didn't go back to the tent and go, oh yes, oh yeah, I knew that was all crap, this, that. No. I went back and I cried. I really cried and prayed. And I prayed, please, Father in heaven, my brother, Jesus, I need some confirmation. You're going to have to show me that you are who you are. I need something that will trump over anything else the rest of my life when I come across beliefs or this or that will try to shake me. Tell me something different. Oh, but if you're so spiritually in tune, yeah. Just because someone tells you, as I said before, oh, start knitting, you're going to know exactly how to do it. You know exactly which needles you need. You know exactly which yarn goes with certain needles, this, that. And then, you know exactly which stitches, and no one ever told you? Yeah, right. But you can have the needles and the yarn all in front of you. Now make the sweater. Okay. Same thing. No difference there. That's how I went to sleep with this prayer. Please. I'm only gonna go through this one time. Either you give me confirmation of your existence, or that sounded really good. Universe and earth. Sounded really good. Made a lot of sense. Okay. Now, the next day, we'd been there for a few days and had met someone else. I'm not sure how to step it. Well, all right, I could go further into it. I know exactly why we met these people. We hadn't had a shower in a while. We met other people there. It's amazing how many people we actually met in a short amount of time there. But it always makes sense later on. And they said, oh, you can come and take a shower at our house next day. Okay, so it was involved about a 20-minute bus ride somewhere else. So we went, a friend and I, and we went, and we stood in front of that house, and I remember it was probably about from that door, there was the door, and twice the length of this barn. I stood looking at that door, and I could not move. I couldn't move. I looked at my friend who was standing around. He says, let's go. I said, I can't move. I can't make another step towards that door. I have to go back. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead. And I said, you go ahead. I didn't feel, there was no fear. There was no, oh, there's something dangerous behind that door, or something's bad's going to happen. There was nothing like that there. Nothing like that. I didn't feel, I wasn't worried about my friend going to that house to go and take a shower. I just couldn't move. And immediately I knew I had to go back. I got back in the bus, alone, went back, and I still wanted to shower. God almighty, how dirty can one get? Well, now I know. And I remembered we met this German couple. Oh my gosh, the most beautiful people you've ever met in your... They had 2 children. They were all blonde-headed. Beautiful, just you could tell the spirits around them were so beautiful. So beautiful. And they lived in an apartment building just about a 5-minute walk from the beach. And we had met them, don't ask me, I can't remember how we exactly met them, but we did. Nao says, well, if you want to come by, just... So I thought, got off the bus, and the apartment building is right there. Right there. So, that's where I'm going to go. Went, and then, of course, it's in the middle of the day, not on a weekend. I'm like, look, they might not be home. They might be working. Knocked on the door. Middle of the day. And they were home. All of them. I said, hey, can I? Absolutely. Come on in. And I went, took a shower, then I came out, and we started talking about Jesus and the Bible and God for the next 4 hours. The spiritual care that I got from Spirit World that day, combined with the physical care I got from that couple that day, I will never forget in all my life. And if one asks me, have you been saved? Per se, as people view that, I go 100% in Spain, at that beach, in that apartment building with that German couple, that German family, where I spent, after I'd cleaned myself up and sat down on the floor with them, drank some tea with them, children cruising around, all around us, playing the snap, never being disruptive, not being a nuisance, talking about Bible, Jesus, and God for 4 hours. I left. I walked back that beach. I didn't walk. I floated. I knew I wasn't walking. I was walking on water. Above the water. Above the sand. I floated back to the beach, to our tent. And I knew 100% that I would never question the existence of God as the one creator of it all. The principles of creation, the principles of love, how they all came together to snap. And the universe is just a part of it. The universe is not it. The universe is just a physical part of God's existence. That's the beauty of that. And that is my story, or I believe, my true spiritual quest to grow, to please my Father in heaven, to help Spirit World with the physical world, and Spirit World as well, began. Yep. And I never veered from. All right. So, did I not question certain things just now when I came across it? Oh, of course. I went and I was invited to go and chant one time. I did. And I sat there, and first they went around, and I'm sure that maybe in the pure form of snap, people don't quite do it that way. There was about 50 people in there in this little room, everybody smacked together. And so what do you want to chant for? What do I want to chant for? People say, I need a new car, I need some more money, I really want to find love. And it's all this just selfish, stupid stuff I'm listening to. And I was in my 20s, at that time, already here. And listening to all this, going, okay, well, let's see what it does, right? That started, I can't even remember now. I'm not making fun of it or putting anything down. I'm telling you how it is. I was there. And I'm going, I'm not. I thought, what would I chant for? I said, well, I'll chant for everyone else here to get what they want. It took about 20 minutes. There was no end in sight. I'm going, what is this? I'm leaving. And I did it. Never went back. And people come and said, oh yeah, have you done this? Yeah, I have. And no, not for me. Maybe it is for other people. I was never swayed. Again, I had such a good dose of reality at that beach. San Pedro de Alcantara. Spain. I still see that beach. I bet it's completely different now. And that apartment building where it was at, our tent where it was at, the gypsy wagon where it was at, the tractor attached to it where it was at, the give and take we all had, which was good, really, when it comes all down to it, and my experience that I had with Spirit World. And that has accompanied me since then all my life. Never swayed me in my foundation of faith. Which is what? 100% my Father in heaven is there. Here. Principles of creation, 100% are in place, unchanging. Doesn't matter what anyone else wants to do out there. It'll backfire. Not on creation out there, on us, who has to make the best of what's around us. And the principles of love, also unchanging, put in place by our Father in heaven. Can't change those. Doesn't matter what you want to do. Unless, of course, you are resigned to a life of whining, unhappiness, blaming others, pointing fingers for every little thing that goes wrong in your life, not being accepted, not being given this, not where's my respect, this now? How come you can't accept my choices? Da, 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 da. That's the kind of life you want to live? Okay. I still choose to not to live like that. One more. That came out of my repertoire. And this one can be understood any which way you want to. What I want to say before I tell this story is that if you use someone else's life and experiences and then ending of their life and experience there, and you make that a part of your excuse to do whatever because, that's how it works, then okay, that's up to you. This story is not to be misunderstood and taken lightly and then as an excuse that when you get to the end of your life, you're going to get your chance to pay for it all just before you go. Okay? All right. Because You don't know how you're going to go. I am not anymore, mainly because I can't drive anymore now, not safely. As a volunteer at hospice, I was called in to sit with a 46-year-old young man who was dying of 3 types of cancer: lung, brain, and spinal. Okay. Of course, only the dead who have also dealt with that. Maybe some people out there who have that right now listening to this, I go, holy cow. There just about isn't a pain medication out there that'll take care of that pain when you deal with these kinds of cancers. All 3 of them at the same time. 46 years old. I got the call, and I was told, you better get here quick if you can, because he's already modeling, which means he's getting cold. Hands and feet are getting cold. He is about to pass on. I go, okay, I'm 20 minutes away. But again, so I was an 11th hour volunteer, which is you sit with people who are actively dying. Actively dying. It's funny, huh? All the terms that we have for things like that. And so, well, one thing is, well, all right, so I have to get in the car. There's always mostly I had a bag ready already, so it's not as if I was completely unprepared. And then, I thought, man, they're saying, let us know before you leave the house so we can tell you if he's still with us or not. I'm going, well, why are they even calling me? They're already there with him, right? Okay, well. Yeah, you see, you never know how spirit world works. So I went, had all my stuff with me, my blessing kit, my, whatever I thought, okay, what do I need for this one? I figured I didn't need very much. Got there. He's still alive. Okay. Then, I got up to bed. There was the nurse was in there. No, the volunteer coordinator, and the pastor was in there. So, put this over here. I get in there and I go up to bed with the pastor, and I take his hand and go, ooh. All right, very close. He had his eyes closed, and the pastor says, hey, do you want to sing a song? I said, yeah, sure. So she starts singing a song I didn't really know. I kind of hummed with it, whatever it was. And then she said, how about Amazing Grace? I said, yeah, okay. I knew that song. So here we're singing, and I'm singing, and I wasn't singing quietly, or I can't do that. So, I just give it my all when I sing. And he opens his eyes. And the pastor's like, whoa! I almost, so funny. And here, finished the song. The pastor's like, wow, he's not opened his eyes. And I don't even know if he did, ever. Oh, there you go. So, okay, so I introduced myself to him. He just stares at me. Okay, we're going to come and check on you later. Okay. So I go around the bed and I kind of check his feet a little bit, and sure enough, they are eyes cold. Hands, eyes cold. His eyes wide open. And by then I already knew about his condition, and okay. Oh man, that dude's alert. He should be completely knocked out by all that morphine he's getting. Well, I got this one. I'll just do this here. And there I am. Okay, so I started talking to him. Didn't really know anything about him. He had family, but no one wanted to be there for him. This dude was dying, 46 years old, had family, and nobody cared. Wow. Oh, what a terrible family, right? I looked at him and going, from what I've heard about you, I said, what did you do in your life? Oh, no one wants anything to do with you while you're dying. Oh, and he could hear me. I could tell. He just stared at me. I said, what did you do? So I said, I wasn't. Oh, you poor thing. No one's here for you. Your family just, whatever. No, I looked at him and I'm going, what did you do? What did you do? All in your life. And of course I didn't. Well, I could imagine the morphine's not quite doing the job here. It seemed like 3 different kinds of cancers like that. Okay, I do the math with certain things, and then I project, and I'm going, okay, there's only one. And okay, this now, and kind of get to some story, even if the person can't tell it to me anymore, right? Well, yeah, I did this or that. I can still put a picture together. So I said, okay, here it is. I'm going to give you, to start with, the blessing. I'm going to connect you to God's lineage, number 1, regardless. That's what I did. And then as an 11th hour volunteer, you don't, that's some other slang there. I can do anything I want to. When it comes to, I'm going to give you a good dose of the Bible now, or this or that, right? Yeah. One prayer on top of the other, this and that, right? Okay. Remember what he perked up to, the song? Okay. So you can't, first of all, according to how you are taught as an 11th hour volunteer, you do not do that. You keep the respect for a dying person regardless on what the circumstances are. I agree with that. So I had to kind of go with that. But once I got some kind of confirmation from the patient, then I went from there. Yeah, I guess you have to be spiritually in tune, very, very sensitive to a person's surroundings that most others can't see, in order to be able to do that without being disrespectful, without barging into their area they don't want anything to do with. Yes. Even while they're dying? Yeah. So I gave him the blessing, which, well, the atmosphere in the room immediately changed, which was nice. And I just kept talking to him. Now, what we all talk about, this kind of stuff, I don't need to. You don't want to listen for 4 hours now, do you? 7 hours? All right. I told him, I tell you what, there is one thing, considering that the pain you are going through, just laying there, can't move anymore, to say the pain that you're still feeling physically, you can offer that up. Said to a child out there that is suffering physically, emotionally, psychologically, and offer that up. Offer your pain. Be grateful for the pain until you pass. And offer that pain up. Rather than just agonize in it. Wallow in it. Right? It took 2 hours, 3 hours. His feet, hands, all warm again. He was had not closed his eyes for a moment since I got there. And I kept talking to him about just different things, not just from the Bible, just spirit world, this, that, and how one commits to the love of God, to the embrace of God. And he just listened. So after 4 hours, the pastor comes back in. And I said, hey, come on over here. Yeah. So I think he's ready to receive Jesus into his life. All right. What did I just say? I think he's ready to receive Jesus into his life. Guy dying. 4 hours before, he was dying actively. Now he's just dying. Okay. And she's like, no, we can't. I said, come on over here and give him that save him. Give him that saving grace thing that you guys do. Yeah, right. And she says, no, he's not responsive anymore. He has to be responsive in order to be for that to happen. Oh, I said, really? I said, come on over here. So she comes over and she takes his hand, and looks at him, and he pulls his hand away from her. And he keeps looking at me, and pulls his hand away from her. And she's like looking at me, and I said, just hang on. Like I said, tuck, 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 tuck. There's just no room for, all right, just give it a second. I looked at him. I took his hand. And I looked at him, and I said, Billy. That was his name, Billy. He doesn't mind if I name. He loves it when I retell this story. Anytime I tell this, he loves it. He's so proud of himself. Okay, and you'll know why. And I am so proud of him. I take his hand. He doesn't pull it away. I said to him, obviously he heard what she said. I said, are you ready to receive Jesus into your life? And he audibly said, yes. Pastor's just like, huh. So she does her thing, and he lets her. And then she leaves, and this is what I got. Okay. I mean, I know. Well, great, Daniela. You did really good. Right? Okay. She leaves. The pastor leaves after she says the saving grace prayer for Billy. This goes to the door, but he can't see her anymore. And she does this. Yeah, right? You guys too? Right, that is... don't people realize how wrong that is? They're not getting that? This is not, she did, I just cringed. I'm going, oh, honey, you need some saving grace prayers too. This isn't something to be proud of on either her side or my side. This was a proud moment in Billy's life. And how was that proud moment treated? As a thumbs up, we got one more? No. Wrong. That's wrong. So, okay, after that, I continued to just guide him towards spirit world. That's what it did. And then after 7 hours, explain to him one more time on how to offer the pain that he's going through to find some restoration in the physical world with what he still had left to give. I said, you still have something to give to this world. And that is the pain you're going through. Offer that for a child in this world to just live a little easier. have a little less pain going on. Find people to truly take care of it or them properly. After 7 hours, the nurse calls me out and she says, it's been 7 hours. I think you need to go home and just relax. Okay, there was a little more to that, but I'm not going to get into that one. I said, okay. So fine. I said, call me back if you want to. Yeah, okay. No, probably not going to happen. What did you do? I said, what did I do? That guy was dying 7 hours ago. Now his hands are warm, feet are warm. What is this? Yeah. And they weren't happy about it. Oh, yeah. We all know why, right? Okay. Interesting. I had that whole day was such an eye-opening experience when it comes to, certain things. In any case, it doesn't matter, right? Yeah. So I go in and say, okay, Billy, I gotta go. And, yep, good luck to you. I wish you happy travels to Spirit World. And I hope that it done some good for you. And I was very privileged to be with you. Okay. Nice goodbye, right? Probably never see him again. Sure enough, they didn't call me again. And for that one. And I just waited. I didn't call to find out if he had passed away. I said, I just waited. Why? Why do I need to do that? I don't need to do that. So, well, lo and behold, Billy lived in the condition that he was in. I found him for another 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I was even flabbergasted by that. How do I know? The day after Billy passed away, and I didn't know, I called the next day after that experience. I did call, say, hey, Billy, when did he pass away? Oh, by the way, yeah, I was going to let you know. No, they weren't. Yesterday. Oh, okay. I already knew that, though. Because the night before, I suddenly felt a presence outside the door. The room that I was in at the time had an outside door to the backyard. And I said, and I'm going, huh? I said, oh. I said, oh, who is that? Never came into the house or anything, which means it's a very respectful spirit. If they do try to enter the house, I usually have them out. Yeah, you could call it. I have a spiritual fly swatter says, you wait. You do not invade my space with whatever's going on with you and cause and create havoc in my house. That's how you talk to spirit that you feel, why do I feel scared? Oh, do I have a poltergeist? Okay, is there something, that I should be... You let them know, and it doesn't matter if it is your loved ones. If they are creating some havoc in your house, you tell them, they go and wait outside until you are ready to let them in, and then you prepare yourself with some prayers to stand, and then you probably will get why they are there. Okay, often for restoration. Spirits that come into your home, that are good spirits, they come in, even if you don't invite them, they're already invited. Okay, if it was their home, okay, there's that one. If it was their home to begin with, and there's no animosity towards them, then they're always welcome, right? Yes. Does that make sense? No? Okay, well, that's how it is. But anyone out there that feels that their space is spiritually invaded, you can tell them to leave. And I guarantee you they will. But you got to know that they're there. You got to know that their intentions are not what they're supposed to be. Unless, of course, you're doing things you're not supposed to do, and they love being a part of that. All right. Other area altogether again. Anyway, this spirit is very respectful. And after a few more moments. I was like, I know who you are. Wow. Hey, Billy. So you finally passed, huh? Did you? But I didn't know exactly when he passed. That could have been, it just depends sometimes. A spirit can show itself right away afterward. Just depends what state they are in. How their spirit had already disconnected from their body. But sometimes it can take a week, more. And I did not expect him, so I was like, oh, okay. And I said, what are you doing here? He says, that's all. The only thing he said was, I just wanted to come and say thank you and goodbye. That was that. So, you're welcome. Happy journey. And don't forget, probably going to have to restore a little bit more. But you're on a good path now. That. Beautiful, right? Oh, yeah, so crazy. Okay. So I called and I said, yeah, 2 more weeks. Pretty amazing. And I have no doubt. Oh, and he wasn't just laying there half dead. He was sitting up in bed. He started to eat again, this and that, right? But his life, of course, was going towards the end. Yet he made such an effort after he was told, you can still do something here, even though he put so much effort into it. From that day I met him, where he was dying, actively dying, not expected to even live the 20-minute drive from my house to the hospice, he managed to live another 2 weeks. Pulled through another 2 weeks of no doubt a lot of pain. For whom? Beautiful. That was an experience that I had with a person on earth who was getting ready to travel to spirit world with many problems that he created here in spirit world himself. And he was given a chance to choose what to do, and rallied. That's an amazing story. I love, besides my own saving story, right? I love that story. Billy's story will always be one of my lessons on how the physical and the spiritual work together, on how restoration works. Yes, and as I warn people, do not use Billy's story as an excuse to go on and on and on with things you know quite well are not serving you well when you go to spirit world. Because someone like me might not be there. So, as beautiful as the story is in many ways, it's also a warning to people. Right? And yeah, understanding, knowing God, knowing His heart, the level of the level. There's no thermostat there, right? The level of heart that one can experience from our Heavenly Parent is unbelievable if we keep and use things on earth according to the principles of creation and the principles of love. Huh? Physical world, spirit world, combined. Physical body, spirit body, together. Yeah. Okay, that's all I wanted to share today. Chapter 8, Part 2, Spirit World. Growth. And restoration in your foundation of faith. In our foundations of faith. Can't do it alone. Won't happen. God's love and blessings always. And I will talk to y'all another time.